Hi, guys, and welcome to your February 2022. This is going to be the Their Confessions channel messages for February, first half for the beautiful sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you're new here with me, hello, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. If you're subscribed to the tribe, Al, what's good, fam bams? Everything you need, Scorpio, for you and your collective is below in the description box. If you are new here with me again, hello, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. If you're subscribed to the tribe, Al, what's good, you guys? Let's get into it. So everything again is there. If you're interested in booking a personal reading or any of my tarot services, that information is always linked for you guys below. Let's get started. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And you know, as my skills evolve and I evolve as an individual, and my understanding of astrology grows, I almost feel like these are just three different readings. And honestly, your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, different energies, different energies. So I wish that I had time to really commentate on those differences, because when it plays out, Scorpio, in your sun, it's very, very different because there's other influential factors. And sometimes I just feel there's always so much to say and just not enough time. So I wish that, it would be taken very generally. And if it does sound like your story, then you know how to get in contact with me. Let's get started. 8 cards. I touch the cards, give you my intuition in addition to the message on the card, and let you know what they are, what their deepest confessions are. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. How are we leading this? Tell us tonight, Spirit. And we have the following. I feel unworthy of having love in my life. I feel miserable and lost. This has been a very, very interesting card, and it's come out honestly for a couple of different zodiac signs. And I encourage you guys, yes, please read for your sun, your moon, and your rising, because this is someone else's confession. And you never know what they may be going through for their collective energy. But this person does, Scorpio, feel unworthy of having love in their life. They feel miserable and lost. This speaks to me in a way as it pertains to you, as I am touching it in a way where it feels this way because of the situations that you guys have been in. It doesn't appear that they've had this issue until you walked into their life. One of the things that people don't give you credit for is that they say, oh, Scorpios are, transformative, da 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 da. But typically, you guys are so busy conforming and twisting, not conforming, contorting the rules and the regulations. And I'm not going to say, when I say to suit you, I don't mean any harm, but to kind of challenge the status quo. If other people that are a little bit more docile or timid and can't meet you and fight you or stand up for themselves come into contact with you, unfortunately, that can come off, and you guys touch people and they are forever changed, whether that be good or bad. And I don't think that you guys get enough credit for that. There is a lot of emphasis on the bad, but you may come into someone's life that will respect where you're coming from, although they don't necessarily agree with what you're going through or your ways, and can really understand where you're coming from, and still be able to stand up and say, no, this is not the way I think is good for me, but I respect and appreciate where you're coming from. Okay. I feel cold and detached from this connection. I can't feel emotions right now. This person really is coming off very I don't want to say that they're a victim, but it feels like they're victimizing themselves. That's another thing. If you get the right type, a right combination of personalities, you could really turn a person, if depending on where your Scorpio is, they may not just be able to stand up. They may lack confrontation. They feel cold and detached from the connection. I think what they're trying to reach out to you and say, or what they are really saying here, is that there has been so many things that has went on between you guys that they don't feel worthy of the love. They do feel cold and detached, but I think they're just mirroring what they're getting from you, Scorpio. My mask keeps me safe. I need to fake my feelings. They absolutely do fake their feelings. I hate to say it, but this person feels afraid of you. You are definitely the more dominant one in the relationship. There is a verbal thing going on between you and this person where there is verbal attacks. Um, um, and I'm not necessarily saying that these are coming from you. You are who you are, Scorpio collective, whomever I am talking to. You speak your mind and speak your truth. This person would rather hide because the truth in their mind hurts them to say it. B, they don't know how you're going to react. And C, they just don't like confrontation and tension. So they tend to be a little bit more passive, and that doesn't work for anybody involved. It actually makes the situations between you guys much worse. Okay. All right. So we got two cards going on. I am going through a roller coaster of emotions, and I won't admit it. This is probably the truth, the best truth that I am picking up right now. They are going through a roller coaster of emotions, but it is much deeper than this. This feels like love and hate. This feels like they want to be honest with you and tell you their truth. This feels like they want to come forward and they want to somehow, I don't want to necessarily say David and Goliath, but they feel really small, and they feel like maybe that was the wrong story. It feels like you're so enormous, and I'm so small. If I could just beat you, and this isn't a competition. This relationship and this partnership that you guys have built, good, bad, or indifferent, is not based upon those things, but this is what's happening. A sparring contest, a battle of the fittest, and with a constant need to win. I'm better than you. And that shouldn't even be what this is about, but I feel a very competitive one-upmanship energy. I smile on the inside, but I am dying. I smile on the outside, me and this card, but I am dying on the inside. It feels very much so, again, like they are faking, and they say that their mask keeps them safe and they have to fake their feelings. They say I'm going through a roller coaster of emotions and I won't admit it. They're afraid to talk to you. They're afraid to stand up to you. And standing up to you doesn't necessarily have to involve confrontation. Let me not say stand up to you, because that kind of implies confrontation. They're afraid to speak their mind. They're afraid to be upfront and honest with you and to say, I love you, Scorpio, but I'm not with this. I can't do that. They don't want to A, feel the wrath, B, feel the tension. They don't want to feel your wrath. B, they don't want to feel the tension. And C, it hurts them. I depend on you too much to let you go. I have codependency issues. See? So they know, they're afraid they're going to upset you. They're afraid that they're going to disrupt the flow between you two. They would rather sit around in misery, Scorpio, than run the risk of you being mad at them, even if they don't like what you're doing and like what you're saying to a fault. And that's sad. And if some of you guys know, you know. If some of you guys don't, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. And as a result of that, the power struggle or the power dynamic between you guys may have changed. And you may not like the way it sounds, but this is their confessions. And they do depend on you too much. And I think that you guys have kind of put yourself in a groove. It doesn't sound like this is something that you're angry about, Scorpio. Um, Rejecting you was protecting myself. I was being selfish. The person tries to pull it. That's what we used to say back at home. They try to exercise these moments. They can't fight you all the time. They don't know how to stand up to you, but they take these little wins where they will reject something that you say, but they know that they're not gonna, they know that they can't follow it through. It's little things, little wins, little battles, and you just kind of shake your head or, shrug the shoulders like whatever, because it's probably something that you deem is not important anyway for whatever you're going through that day. Um, and then they get this ounce of courage and they try to challenge you, and it never goes their way. They think they're being selfish, but in actuality, this energy is saying that they definitely have codependency issues and feel unworthy here. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. And then finally, my focus is on my life. I can't be bothered to worry about you, but they're scared to death to admit this. They are scared to death to admit this to you. They will not tell you this. They will be bothered with you. They will be there to pick up the crap that you throw at them. They won't let you know that they're not with the program. And by all means, Scorpio, I am not saying that this is necessarily your fault. But if that's what you were thinking, then that gives us some insight. If you were thinking, so that's their problem, then is that really love? I coach and teach, and one of the things that I talk about with some of my Scorpio clients or clients that are dealing with Scorpios is this very thing. And good, bad, or indifferent, you guys really do transform everything you touch. And a lot of you guys are really struggling with your own issues and not really knowing how to deal with the pain that you have felt. And when you get someone that really wants to make you happy, you don't even realize that some of you can reject that love, because in turn, they may be mirroring you. Maybe you are the one that thinks that you're unworthy. But at the end of the day, I feel like I constantly teach and coach my clients on having to stand up for themselves. And every situation is different, but to get your voice heard. I have a client right now. She's married to a Scorpio husband, and there were these bullet points of things that he wanted done, and she couldn't get a word in edgewise. And I'm just like, okay. So it's not so much to, husband bash. It's mainly to get her to find her voice so she can then counter with her own bullets, because it's not a dictatorship. It's a relationship. He wants a ship, but he doesn't want the same type of ship that she needs or that she wants. So that's all I'm saying. And then this is what I'm feeling. I feel this energy very strongly here. No, this isn't your fault. But one of the things that I say, again, your weapon is your truth, not your tactics, not the fact that you can put somebody on ice and ignore them, not the fact that you can, you may not see it that way, treating this person a certain way and having them run back to you. To a certain extent, when someone is not able to fight, then that they do in turn become a victim. And so if this is victimization, then you don't gain anything by having somebody at your beck and call. You actually will gain, more self-respect by encouraging that person that this isn't love or trying to, and I'm not going to necessarily say what is and isn't, but then the rules of the game has changed. It's not based upon the two of you. It's based upon a dictatorship mentality. I tell you what to do and you do it. And I'm by no means saying that that's what this is, but that is how this person is internalizing it. So let me know how you are rocking with this energy. I think that the emotions that they're going through, they won't admit. So in turn, they are the master of their own universe, and they're not standing up. They're not confronting their codependency issues or even being honest about how they feel. But let's be honest, with all of this energy right here, if they did come out and say, I'm focused on my life right now, I can't be bothered to worry about you. I think that it's a no-brainer that that won't go well. So this is their confessions, deep codependency issues, things going on in the relationship. Things need to be changed. If you don't want the person, your best weapon is not your tactics to make you feel better. Because typically, if that's what's going on, and I'm saying this on to both of you, whomever the Scorpio is and whomever is cross watching, then you're equally guilty, because at the end of the day, no one wants to be victimized. And every time that they get a little ounce of courage, they will try to get their little jabs in. And this is just a vicious cycle. And at the end of the day, the question is this life? Is this how you want to spend your time? Because there's this deep, complicated river of emotions, and it only feels good when somebody is doing what you say. And then on the flip side of that, when is it the best time to speak your truth? When is the best time to just say, I have to focus on me? I have put so much into you that I'm not getting it back. This is a very specific reading for a very few of you. But it felt more like a coaching session than it did. But this is what I'm picking up on, a very specific situation. Okay. So I'm probably going to go with my focus is, no, I'm sorry. This one, I'm going through through a roller coaster of emotions, and I won't admit it. So that's kind of what they're not telling you. And a lot of these videos too, with the confessions, is kind of geared to get you to look at things from another person's perspective. A lot of the time, especially, look at what's in your 12th house. Look at the energy that's in that 12th house. You don't know what the hell, you don't see your 12th house issues. Like, you don't. So, like, look at that 12th house. But if you don't want to go and look at it from an astrology standpoint, just think about it. Like, at the end of the day, what do you gain? No one can read your mind, and your issues are your own, just like this person's issues are their own. No big eyes and little U's. Like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Look at it from the other person's perspective. Put the person out of their misery if you don't want to be bothered, because they're going through a whirlwind of emotions and they're just not strong enough to admit it to you right now, Scorpio. And it's not necessarily love for the right reasons. It's a lot of codependency. Like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Certainly hope it resonated. Drop it like it's hot in the comments. Let me know how you feel about it. And I will see you in your What Aren't They Telling You? Bye, Scorps.